Class 2, Third Conditional and Exceptions. As we talked about in the previous class, we will continue explaining the conditionals, in this case the third conditional. So, let's go. Third conditional sentence. Third conditional sentences are used to explain that present circumstances would be different if something different had happened in the past. Look at the following examples. If you had told me you needed a ride, I would have left earlier. If I had cleaned the house, I could have gone to the movies. These sentences express a condition that was likely enough but did not actually happen in the past. The speaker in the first sentence was capable of leaving early but did not. The speaker in the second sentence was capable of cleaning the house but did not. These are both conditions that were likely but did not happen. Note that when using the third conditional, we use the past perfect in the if clause. The modal auxiliary in the main clause expresses the theoretical situation that could have happened. In the following chart, you could see the structure of third conditional. Now, there are some common mistakes when we use third conditional. Consider this. An incorrect form to write a sentence is, if you would have told me you needed a ride, I would have left earlier. With third conditional sentences, do not use a modal auxiliary verb in the if clause. The correct form is, if you had told me you needed a ride, I would have left earlier. Now, there are some exceptions and special cases when using conditional sentences. As with most topics in the English language, conditional sentences often present special cases in which unique rules must be applied. These are the cases. Use of the simple future in the if clause. Generally, the simple future should be used only in the main clause. One exception is when the action in the if clause will take place after the action in the main clause. For example, consider the following sentence. If aspirin will ease my headache, I will take a couple tonight. The action in the if clause is the aspirin easing the headache, which will take place only after the speaker takes them later that night. Were to in the if clause. The verb phrase were to is sometimes used in conditional sentences when the likely or unlikely result is particularly awful or unthinkable. In this case, were to is used to place emphasis on this potential outcome. Consider these sentences. If I were to be sick, I would miss another day of work. If she were to be late again, she would have to have a conference with the manager. If the rent were to have been a penny more, they would not have been able to pay it. Note that the emphatic were to can be used to describe hypothetical scenarios in the present, future, or past. Well, to finish the topic, we will talk about the punctuation of conditional sentences. Despite the complex nature of conditional sentences, punctuating them properly is really simple. Here's how it works. Use a comma after the if clause when the if clause precedes the main clause. For example, if I'd had time, I would have cleaned the house. And, if the main clause precedes the if clause, no punctuation is necessary. For example, I would have cleaned the house if I'd had time. And this is how we have finished the class and also Unit 3 of this course. This unit was short, but it was explained in detail so you can learn. See you in Unit 4.